Chapter 81 Killing the Golden Crab. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Space rhythm compression. When the 9 palaces fire map dispersed, Chen immediately restrained the golden crab to prevent it from escaping. The little emperor also cooperated very cooperatively to restrain the golden crab with gravity, and even approached the golden crab personally to prevent it from escaping. Slaying music bowed up before the golden crab could react and use its claws to protect the crab's legs. Chen immediately hid behind the little emperor and connected to the star map to prevent the golden crab from noticing that he wanted to sneak attack, so as to take precautions in advance. The musical notes came out from his expansion and turned into bows and arrows. The arrows were shot out in an instant, accurately piercing one of the 2 remaining black legs of the golden crab. At this point, only the black legs of the golden crab were left. 1. The golden crab roared angrily, and suddenly burst out with powerful force. It broke free from the restraints of Chen and the little emperor, and rushed towards the sea. As long as it reached the sea, that was its territory. If the other party dared to catch up, it would definitely let the other party know the terror of the subcommander level sea monster. Want to run? Impossible, you are dead today. Chen said firmly that this was the first subcommander he met, and he had to kill it no matter what, otherwise he would be sorry for his magic. Spatial rhythm, crescent moon. The silver stars are connected to form a crescent moon star map. At the moment when the star map is completed, the surrounding space power is continuously compressed and condensed into a silver arc crescent moon. The crescent moon blade reveals endless edge. He takes it. With a flick of the crescent moon, it flew towards the last crab leg on the left side of the golden crab as if it had broken through the shackles of space. During the flight, you can't even see the shadow of the crescent moon. You can only see a silver light passing by in the middle. Even if you see the silver light, it is just the shadow of the crescent moon. When you see the silver light, the crescent moon will disappear. The moon has already moved away from the position you see. The mid-level 4th level magic crescent moon of the space system is extremely fast. Compared with teleportation, it is a little bit faster. Precisely because of its super speed, even if the golden crab senses a threat, it subconsciously protects its crab legs with crab claws. But it happened to be a little bit off. Before its crab claws could reach down, the crescent moon had already cut off the last crab claw. Boom! In the end, the entire left side was cut off. The golden crab couldn't stand it all and fell down from the left side. At the same time, the little emperor rushed up and released the gravity on the golden crab. He picked up the giant axe and chopped directly on the left side of the golden crab. On the black body, it couldn't cut the golden body at all, it could only cut the black part. Magic Vine, Crazy Growth. As a mage, Chen did not engage in melee combat. Although he was very capable in melee combat, facing the subcommander level golden crab was not enough. He could only use magic vines to entangle him from a distance. Because of the fierce fist, the golden crab's all the magic vines were burned away, and the golden crab, which now had no left crab leg, didn't care about those vines at all, but was resisting the little emperor's giant axe chop. Space rhythm, crack. Another sudden sneak attack destroyed the golden crab's remaining right eye and its compound eye. The eyeless golden crab was completely beaten by the little emperor. As the vines continued to draw life, 15 minutes later, Yadong golden crab was successfully killed. Okay, good job, little emperor. I'll give you some extra food when you get back. When a residual soul floated out of the golden crab, he confirmed that the golden crab was dead and immediately stepped forward to collect the golden crab's body. This kind of subcommander level corpse was worth at least 10 million, so it couldn't be wasted. Gulugulu. Little Emperor was very excited when he heard that there was extra food. He likes extra food the most. Let's continue killing the sea monsters. This is all your money. The more you kill, the more money you will get. With money, you can buy snacks. Chen said. Gulugulu. As soon as he heard the word snacks, the little emperor looked at the sea monsters very kindly. The sea monsters are equal to snacks, and killing the sea monsters is equal to buying snacks. So, the excited little emperor picked up the giant axe and pointed at the sea monsters. Keep chopping, the more you chop, the more snacks you get. Chen returned to the magic vines. He didn't let the golden crabs come here to fight just now because these magic vines couldn't restrict the golden crabs at all. Instead of letting the golden crabs destroy the magic vines, he worked so hard to get out. Instead of releasing the bound kraken inside, it would be better to lure it to another place to fight. Now that the golden crab was killed, he naturally came back here to take charge of the overall situation. When he came back here, he found that the sea monsters were dead, but not many sea monsters came here. Those sea monsters have learned the lesson and directly go around the vines and rush to the human area on the other side. I don't believe you can withstand the temptation of blood. Seeing this, he directly controlled the vines to bleed the sea monsters. Originally, the sea monsters were only sucked out their life force and no blood flowed out at all. Now, Chen directly let the vines pierce the body of the sea monsters, allowing the blood in the body to continue. It will flow out, but he also has restrictions. It will not cause blood to fly all over the sky, but will only let the smell of blood float around, and the range is not large. Sure enough, 10 minutes after the blood was released, the nearby sea monsters smelled the smell of blood. To the monsters, this smell was like a drug. They became addicted as soon as they smelled it. They rushed over directly regardless of whether there was any danger here. Good time. Magic Vine, crazy growth times 30. Seeing a large number of sea monsters rushing towards him, he was very happy. He scattered a lot of plant seeds to expand the vine area, allowing those sea monsters to come and die. When there were too many sea monsters, the magic vine area entangled, but when they came, Xiao Dijuan and Chen attacked directly to block the incoming sea monsters from the magic vine field. When many demons in the demon vine realm have died and they're a free demon vine, then let those sea monsters enter the demon vine realm and use the demon vine to deal with them. This can save his magic energy to the maximum extent. The high tide lasted for a full 3 hours. During these 3 hours, he didn't know how many sea monsters he killed. Anyway, he didn't know how many sea monster corpses accumulated in the magic vine field. When the tide receded, the sea monsters also follow the sea water to recede. Chen, are you okay? That when the tide receded, Mu Nujio and Xiao Tianzhu came over. Mu Nujio had exhausted her magic energy 2.5 hours ago and had withdrawn from the battlefield to rest. When the tide receded, she and Xiao Tianzhu came over as soon as possible, but seeing the piled-up siren corpses, she was speechless. It's okay, and it's very good. I killed so many sea monsters, and I don't know how much I made. Chen laughed and said that before, he relied on the power of the hurricane demon Ping to pick up leaks and picked up many demon corpses, but now, he relied on his true power to kill the demons and exchanged the demon corpses for money. Two exchanges. The feeling of money is completely different. Chapter 82. Plant-based monster killing is the most profitable. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Mu Nujio wondered. She was invited by Chen to train, but she didn't know that she could still make money. Yes, this is a reward issued by the government. The reward for killing monsters is RMB. The more you kill, the greater the reward. And even if there is no reward, selling these corpses will still make a lot of money. Chen explained. Hello, I am the person responsible for counting the number of monsters in the government department. Did you kill these monsters? Chow Chow was about to arrive when he said Chow Chow. A young man in a blue uniform walked in front of him. He looked at the corpses of monsters all over the ground in shock. Then he looked at these two men and women who were too young. They couldn't look at each other. Like powerful mages, if it weren't for the little emperor's height of more than 10 meters, the other party would probably think that these two people were not mages. Well, I killed these. This is my hunter badge and information. After you finish counting and dispose of the bodies, just transfer the money to my account. Chen skillfully passed the information to this person, and then left with Mu Nujio, not worried at all that the other person would embezzle his money. The drone above his head was still there, not to mention that this was the responsibility of a government department. If there is an act of deducting the mage's loot, it will have a huge impact on the government's reputation. In this world, mages are the highest level of human beings, and mages' bounden duty is to kill demons and protect humans. If someone embezzles the trophies and money that mages get from killing demons, they will be despised and disgusted by all mages. This kind of no force can bear the risk, not even the government. This kind of mage is a role model for our generation. The staff looked at the background of Qin Chen leaving with his beautiful girlfriend, and couldn't help but sigh. With both strength and beauty, killing monsters on the battlefield is like killing chickens. The peak of life is nothing more than this. After Qin Chen and Mtlnovel left here, they immediately returned to the apartment. Their magic energy was severely depleted and needed to be restored. Needless to say, Mtlnovel was only an intermediate first-level mage. She only had so much magic energy. She could persist. Half an hour is pretty good. Although Qin Chen used the plant system to fight against enemies most of the time, when the plant system's magic energy was severely consumed later, he naturally used other magic systems to kill demons, but other magic systems were not as effective in killing demons. The stronger the plant system, the more magic energy will naturally be consumed. Have a good rest and restore your magic energy. The day after tomorrow is when the tide rises again. Then we will go kill the monsters together. After returning to the apartment, Qin Chen held the tired Mtlnovel's little hand and said caringly, "Well, I will try my best to adapt to the battlefield." Mtlnovel also knew that her performance today was very poor and she wasted unnecessary magic energy in many places. She must correct this shortcoming next time. "I see you look tired, why don't we take a bath together to sober up?" Suddenly, Qin Chen said with a smile, while not forgetting to pull Mtlnovel towards the bathroom. "You wash first, I'll wash it later." Looking at the bathroom in front of her, Mtlnovel didn't know what bad things Qin Chen was thinking, so she immediately broke away from Qin Chen's clutches and ran back to the room as if she was running away. It takes a day to recover the magic energy, and after recovery, he will continue to hunt the sea monsters. Qin Chen's plant system can be said to be the nemesis of quantity. Every time, he will defend the place where the sea monsters are densest. With the 5th level magic arrangement, Qin Chen in the demonic vine realm, all sea monsters below the leader level are restrained without exception. With the talent of the plant system, Qin Chen can kill at least 2,000 sea monsters every time he attacks, which is a great contribution to coastal defense. He has made a huge contribution, and this has been true for a month. The day after each battle, his phone would receive a message about money being transferred from other accounts. This made him very satisfied and made him want to keep killing. Unfortunately, a month later, the high tide time passed, and the number of sea monsters returned to the same as before. The quantity and quality of sea monsters at this level were far from meeting his needs, not to mention, the opening time of Pearl Academy was approaching. The reward for this mission ends here. It is worth mentioning that in this reward, he killed a large number of sea monsters with his strength, so he received a lot of hunter points. From now on, he is already a master hunter. Got it. A month's hard work has not been in vain. With an income of 1.5 billion, if there are monsters, the money will come quickly. Seeing that his total account had increased by 1.5 billion in a month, Qin Chen was very happy. This was just the reward plus the money from the demonic entity. If he added the essence, residual soul and storage space that he had harvested, 8 sub-commander level demon corpses, and probably more, the reason why he could get so much money, in addition to the bounty reward, the most important thing is that the corpse of the monster he killed with the plant system was very complete, and almost all the useful materials on the monster's corpse were completely preserved. You know, when many mages kill monsters, they will destroy many valuable materials on the monster's body, so that when recycling the useful materials on the monster's body, the recovery rate is pitifully low. Take the black iron crab as an example. The most useful materials on the black iron crab are the pair of crab claws and the crab shell. The crab claws are the sharpest and hardest and can be used as auxiliary materials for many low-level magic killing tools. The crab shell is the most defensive part of the iron crab is the material used to make shield magic tools. When killing monsters, the destruction mage will destroy the crab shell before killing the black iron crab, and the black iron crab will often kill the crab. The claws were used as defense. In the end, the black iron crab was killed, and the claws and shells were all scrapped. The most valuable thing on the warrior level black iron crab was destroyed by the mage, so the value of the black iron crab's body was reduced by 100%. 90. This is something that many mages have no choice about. Who would consider the value of the materials on the demon corpse during battle? As long as it can kill the demon, that's it. As for the value of the corpse, you didn't even think about this kind of thing during the battle. Your life was almost gone, so why did you still care about this? Many mages are like this, but Qin Chen's plant magic is different. He uses his life to absorb talents, and will not harm the valuable materials on the demon at all. The integrity of the demon's body is more than 95%, so he killed when the corpses of dead demons are sold. Each demon corpse is of very high value. This kind of demon corpse with high integrity is also the most popular, therefore, whenever he kills monsters, he likes to use plants to kill monsters. As for the reason, it is naturally because killing monsters with plants is the most profitable. After this month, not only Qin Chen has gained a lot, but Mu Nujio who has been training with him has also gained a lot. Although she only earns about 6 million a month, she has gained a lot of great achievements in combat experience. Ascension, you are no longer a war novice. At least on the battlefield, you know how to best distribute magic energy, how to save your life on the battlefield, and how to maximize the killing of monsters. Chapter 85 Main Campus Assessment. You are listening at novelfull.audio. You too, you can start competing. After Qin Chen's matter came to an end, the instructors also began the assessment of Mo Fan and Luo Song's admission. Mo Fan's Ghost Wolf Beast fought against Luo Song's Earth Element. The Ghost Wolf Beast broke through Luo Song's Earth Element ground wave magic with its strength close to the slave level advancement stage. Luo Song had been humiliated by Qin Chen before, and was angry. When he saw that a small Ghost Wolf Beast dared to attack him, he directly used the Ice-type mid-level magic Ice Lock to tie up the Ghost Wolf Beast directly. However, Mo Fan is not a vegetarian. When he saw his Ghost Wolf being bullied, he raised his hand and saw an intermediate thunder magic thunderbolt hanging above Luo Song's head, ready to fall at any time. But Luo Song was too proud. He didn't even know that his own life was in danger. If his mentor hadn't stepped forward to stop him, he would have been seriously injured as well as dead. The final result was that Mo Fan entered the Summoning Academy, and Luo Song also entered the Ice Academy. But from the beginning to the end, Luo Song did not dare to show any hatred towards Qin Chen. That level of flame was obviously the spiritual flame. The other party's cultivation level is simply not comparable to his, although he is relatively arrogant. Arrogance has its own targets. Facing a monster like Qin Chen, he can only accept that he is unlucky, but he just wants to make trouble and offend the people he shouldn't offend. Brother Chen, thank you so much. After the assessment, Mo Fan came to Qin Chen and said, although he had only met Qin Chen a few times, the power Qin Chen showed when he was in Bo City was not something he could match now, let alone now. In the past year, he didn't know how strong the opponent was, but he would definitely become stronger. In addition, when he heard that Qin Chen was also a freshman this year, but went to take another assessment at Pearl Academy, he knew that the other party had far surpassed him. At this time, there was no harm in getting to know the other party. If he could, it would be better if he hugged her on his lap. He had few connections in the Magic City and Qin Chen could be said to be the only person he knew. It's Mo Fan. I didn't expect you to come to Pearl Academy to study. Work hard. The competition in Pearl Academy is very stressful. If you can handle it, you will definitely make rapid progress and enter the main campus. If you encounter any difficulties in Pearl Academy, you can come to me. Qin Chen smiled and replied that he was quite optimistic about Mo Fan. His identity as the guardian of the Blue Dragon alone was worthy of his optimism. Thank you, Brother Chen, Mo Fan said gratefully. There are so many geniuses in the Magic City, even if he is born with 2 abilities, but he has no resources or background. It is very difficult to stand out here, not be bullied, and show off like he did in high school. If there is with a powerful being behind him, and helping him at critical moments, he can be more unscrupulous. Which arrogant new student said that he wanted to come directly to my main campus, the Fire Academy? Not long after Dean Xiao contacted the director of the fire department, Wei Rong, the director of the fire department, came directly. He wanted to see which bastard dared to threaten to enter his fire department directly. He didn't even want to stay in the Qin campus. Qin Chen looked around and saw that he was a middle-aged man with a beard. He was tall and thin, with a medium appearance. He was dressed in blue clothes with red edges. He had a serious expression on his face. He was full of fire elements, full of anger, and an angry look. Director Wei Rong, this student Qin Chen wants to enter the Fire Academy where you are directly. The bald instructor pointed at Qin Chen and said. The cultivation level is good, but it is not that simple to enter our Fire Academy. I thought he was an arrogant and weak boy, but I didn't expect that after seeing Qin Chen's fire element cultivation, Wei Rong immediately changed his attitude. Instead of the angry impulse just now, he thought about how to make things difficult for Qin Chen and polish him off. Reinforce his spirit and don't let him become a thorn in the side after entering the fire courtyard. Then Teacher Wei, how can I enter the Fire Academy? Qin Chen asked directly. According to common sense, as long as you pass the assessment of Qin campus, you can naturally enter the Fire Academy. However, the assessment of Qin campus has not started yet. If you want to directly enter the Fire Academy, you need to accept the assessment arranged by me. I will give your assessment is also very simple. Here is the latest top 100 ranking list of our main campus Fire Academy. As long as you beat any of the above, you will be considered to have passed the assessment. Wei Rong thought for a moment and took out a list. It happened to be the ranking competition today. Many students were in the academy, allowing the other party to choose their opponents at will. However, the list he took out was only the top 100 students. It was just a deliberate attempt to embarrass Qin Chen. After Qin Chen lost, he was recruited to enter the Fire Academy. Entering the Fire Academy as a loser, he thought he would be less sharp. Okay then, I'll challenge the first place person. After all, if I want to enter the Fire Academy, I have to have a decent ranking. The first place in the Fire Academy is pretty good. After Wei Rong took out the list, Qin Chen directly picked the first one without even looking at it. He did not come to Pearl Academy to develop in a low-key manner, but to be high-profile, so high-profile that the entire academy could not ignore him. So that you have a chance to get a recommendation spot from Pearl Academy. What did you just say? Wei Rong's face, which had just improved, suddenly turned ugly. He thought Qin Chen was just a thorn head, but he didn't expect that he turned out to be a hedgehog. He couldn't even see the coffin without crying. Qin Chen, I think you should choose another one. Dongfang Lai, who is ranked first, is very strong, and his natural talent is not weak. If you enter the Fire Academy for the first time, you can rank lower. In the future, the challenge will be the same. At this time, Dean Xiao also felt that Qin Chen had taken a step too far. Although Qin Chen's fire element cultivation had reached the middle level of perfection, which one of the top 10 people was not a perfect person in the fire element. Dongfang Lining ranks first, relying not only on his cultivation, but also on factors such as spiritual seed, talent, second system, magic equipment, and actual combat experience, ranking first in combat power. Dean Xiao, Director Wei Rong, you don't need to persuade me anymore. I know that the number 1 ranking is very strong, but I am not weak either. It doesn't matter if I fail the challenge. The worst I can do is stay in the Qin campus for a while. No matter how they tried to persuade him, Qin Chen was just as stubborn as the leader-level bull demon. Once he made a decision, even the 5 war general-level ponies couldn't hold him back. In that case, then you come with me, so that you can have a good look at the strength of the number 1 in the Fire Academy, and let you understand what it means that there are people outside the world, and there is a world outside the world, so you can sharpen your temper in the Qin campus, that when Wei Rong saw this, he no longer tried to dissuade him, and planned to agree to his request and let him compete with Dongfang Lai. After losing, it would be easier to temper his temper, which would also be good for him. Chapter 86 vs Dongfang Lai. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Today is the ranking battle of Huiyuan. Many students in the Huiyuan arena are here. Every ranking battle is related to the allocation of resources for the next month. The resources of Huiyuan are one of the colleges with the most resources in Pearl Academy. Regardless of whether there is family background support behind it, they will not give up this rich resource, so every ranking battle is the most lively time in the Fire Academy. Qin Chen and Wei Rong walked into the arena together, accompanied by the 5 instructors who had just assessed him. This card was really giving him face. Today, there is a new student who has just entered Pearl Academy and wants to enter the Fire Academy on our main campus. He also wants to challenge Dongfang Lai, who is ranked first in the Fire Academy, so I gave him this opportunity. Dongfang Lai, go and let this junior see the strength of the number 1 in the Fire Academy. After finishing a round of challenges, Wei Rong stood on the instructor's seat at the top of the arena and spoke loudly. What? The new junior student wants to enter the main campus and challenge the first place Dongfang Lai. What kind of divine junior is this? Who is this guy? Instructor Wei Rong actually agreed to such an unreasonable request. Doesn't he have some big background? Dongfang Lai is the number 1 in our Fire Academy. An unknown freshman can actually challenge Dongfang Lai. Wouldn't that be looking down on our Fire Academy? Let me meet him. Wei Rong's words immediately made the entire Huiyuan excited. Everyone was guessing which new student had the courage. Regardless of whether the new student's challenge was successful or not, based on Wei Rong's words, he was completely famous. This is Qin Chen, the freshman that instructor Wei Rong mentioned, Dongfang Lai, the number 1 in the Fire Academy. Please come out and let me see the strength of the number 1. After Wei Rong finished speaking, Qin Chen came to the middle of the arena and spoke loudly and arrogantly. It's him. On the audience stage, a woman with short hair, a book in her hands, a delicate face, a quiet and beautiful woman suddenly lit up and said. Yumian, do you know him? Xingli, who was next to Ding Yumian, was surprised. She knew that Ding Yumian was never interested in any men, nor did he associate with those men. This was the first time she saw Ding Yumian look at a man like this. It was a one-time relationship. Afterwards, Ding Yumian returned to his original quiet, indifferent appearance. Oh, but he is so arrogant that he dares to challenge Dongfang Lai. Although Dongfang Lai just won the title of first place last semester, he did it with real materials. This unknown freshman must be if you want to use Dongfang Lai's reputation to make yourself famous. Wait and see how he ends up being beaten like a pig's head. Xingli said angrily. Obviously she didn't think highly of Qin Chen. Amid the cheers of the crowd, Dongfang Lai slowly walked into the arena. However, there was no excitement or happiness on Dongfang Lai's face now. He was inexplicably used as a stepping stone, and no one would do it. Are you happy? Today, I will show you. Let those who still want to get the first place in the Fire Academy see, Dongfang Lai, not just any cat or dog can challenge me, you have to pay the price for your choice. The anger in Dongfang Lai's tone could not be concealed. If everyone is like Qin Chen and wants to challenge the first place, then where is the majesty of his first place? Today, he was determined to beat Qin Chen until he couldn't get out of bed for 2 or 3 months, otherwise wouldn't anyone be able to challenge him in the future. Does he still want to practice? I hope your strength can be as strong as your tone. He didn't take Dongfang Lai's words to heart. His space system and fire system had reached the level of mid-level cultivation, and he had used his essence to strengthen Xingzi to reach the 5th level. He had absolute confidence in himself. How could he lose to Dongfang Lai, who was also an intermediate mage? Even if the opponent's innate talent causes his Xingzi to mutate, the opponent's Xingzi has not been strengthened, and the mutation is only comparable to a 4th-level Xingzi. To be honest, he is quite envious of Dongfang Lai's talent. He can let Xingzi strengthen a level for no reason. If it were placed on him, his mid-level magic would now be the 6th level. Xingzi, the 6th level mid-level magic, it requires commander-level essence to strengthen. One talent can save countless commander-level essence. It is simply a cheating device. Now it is easy for him to obtain slave-level and warrior-level spirits, but it is difficult to obtain commander-level spirits. First of all, he has not even killed an orthodox commander-level demon. How can he wait until the commander-level spirits? Soul. This is only the middle level. Dongfang Lai's talent will show its real powerful effect when he reaches high level or even super level in the future. Game start. With the referee's order, the match between Qin Chen and Dongfang Lai officially begins. Contract summons. Dongfang Lai completed the intermediate magic of the summoning system immediately. His signature is the fire system, but his second system is the summoning system. It is with the power of the summoned beasts and the fire system that he can securely occupy the first place in the Fire Academy. In order to show his absolute power, Dongfang Lai did not hide anything this time and immediately summoned his contracted beast. As the contract door opened, a red-haired explosive bear almost 7 meters tall appeared in front of everyone. This explosive bear was wrapped in blazing flames, with sharp claws and a strong body. The momentum of the advanced warrior level is not weaker than that of a team of mid-level perfect mages. A flaming bear that is equivalent to a team of mid-level perfect mages, coupled with Dongfang Lai's fire element strength and fire element talent, is the real reason why he can sit on the top spot in the Fire Academy. The blazing bear is a demon with subcommand level bloodline. As long as it reaches maturity, it will become a subcommander level demon. Roar. The moment the flaming bear appeared, the surrounding temperature increased exponentially. It roared at Qin Chen, and bursts of sound waves were emitted from the roar. A hurricane blew up and made Qin Chen's clothes and hair fly wildly. Director Wei, Dongfang Lai seems to be in a bad mood. Will his attack be too severe later? The bald instructor next to him looked at the angry Dongfang Lai below and couldn't help but worry about Qin Chen. Humph, it would be better if you strike harder. If you don't let him suffer some setbacks, it would be a little too high-minded. Wei Rong snorted coldly and said, he doesn't like thorny students. Even Dongfang Lai doesn't dare to contradict him in front of him. If this new student doesn't get a good training, won't he be in trouble in the future? It's better not to worry. With Professor Bai Mei here, as long as he doesn't die, no matter how many injuries he has, it will be fine. But I see, Qin Chen is not just the strength on the surface, maybe he also has a trump card that we can't see. Dean Xiao said with a smile that he was more optimistic about Qin Chen. P.S. Readers who like this book, vote for recommendation or invest in this book at qidian.com.in. The original work, Dongfang Lai's second element, is the wind element. Here, the author changed it to the summoning element. This is a modification of the original setting. Chapter 87, Rock Emperor vs Blazing Explosive Bear. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Summoning System. It just so happens that I am also from the summoning system. Little Emperor, come out and have some fun with this stupid bear. Similarly, the contract door on Qin Chen's side also opened. The Little Emperor's 13-meter-tall body stood on the arena. The unparalleled body pressure suddenly enveloped the entire arena. Everyone originally thought that Dongfang Lai's flames, the body of the explosive bear, is already the top among the warrior class. When I saw the Little Emperor's huge body of 13 meters, I realized that even the flaming explosive bear had only just reached the small emperor's height in front of the Little Emperor. It's just the waist size of an emperor. This is simply unbelievable. Is this the size of a warrior-level monster? I'm afraid no one would doubt that it is a commander-level one. Humph, what's the use of having a huge body? It's just a pile of broken stones. Blaze Bear, tear it apart for me. Although Dongfang Lai was also shocked, the opponent's aura was still at the level of an advanced warrior. In addition, the rock giant itself was a creature with a huge body, huge power, but slow speed, and could only be used as a human shield. Dongfang Lai came back to his senses. Lai didn't have any panic, and confidently commanded his flames to explode. Little Emperor, as long as you don't kill him, that's fine. Qin Chen just glanced at the blazing bear and paid no attention to it. A warrior-level creature of this level was just a younger brother in front of the Little Emperor. The bloodline level of the Little Emperor was higher than that of the blazing bear. No matter how much, at the same level, the Little Emperor is not afraid of any monsters. Roar! That I saw the roar of the raging flames, and the flames on my colleague burned violently, and then a ball of flames burst out from his body and rushed towards the Little Emperor. The ground where the raging flames passed was scorched and the water evaporated, coupled with the powerful impact even a perfect mid-level mage would find it difficult to withstand the force. If you don't use armored magic equipment, you will definitely be seriously injured by one move. Boom! But the Little Emperor had no intention of dodging, and allowed the flames to impact on it. The raging flames continued to burn the rocky body of the Little Emperor, as if the Little Emperor would be burned to pieces. Just as the flames exploded in Dongfang Lai, and when many viewers thought that the Little Emperor was vulnerable, they found that the Little Emperor took a step and walked out of the range of the flames. He looked at the location that had been burned by the flames and found that he was unscathed, there was not even a trace of being scorched on the rock body. The flames that were fatal to the mid-level mage were like an insignificant flame to the Little Emperor and could not harm it at all. Boom! When Lion Explosive Bear was shocked that his own flames were useless, the Little Emperor rushed forward, raised his foot and kicked him, directly kicking the hunting monster Explosive Bear away. With the size of Lion Explosive Bear, there was no way he could stop the Little Emperor's kick. The Flying Blaze Explosive Bear hit the wall next to the arena, which means the wall was strong enough to not be collapsed by the Flame Explosion Bear's body. The Flame Explosive Bear that had just flown out stood up again. After all, it was a bear creature at the advanced stage of warrior level. It had a strong vitality and could not be eliminated with just one move. The Flame Explosive Bear that stood up did not believe in evil, and once again he rushed in front of the Little Emperor and wanted to defeat the Little Emperor with the power of the bear, but before it could get close, the Little Emperor stepped forward and kicked the blazing bear away again. The Flaming Explosive Bear in the advanced stage was so vulnerable to the Little Emperor. It was just like a slave. He was kicked out at will. If Qin Chen hadn't told him before that he couldn't kill the opponent, the Little Emperor would have been killed. The axe struck, not the kick. There is no way. Sometimes, a strong bloodline is really strong, at least within the same level. The more powerful the bloodline is, the more powerful the combat power is, just like the spirit seed and soul seed of other species at the same level, different levels, the difference between them is huge. Among demons, creatures with weak bloodlines at the same level are like little brothers and vulnerable to creatures with advanced bloodlines. The scene of the Flame Explosive Bear being crushed fell into the eyes of everyone. Everyone couldn't believe it. That was the Flame Explosive Bear in the warrior level advanced stage. It was actually crushed by the tall rock giant. This it simply refreshed their understanding of summoned beasts. In their perception, shouldn't the rock giant be a slow human shield? Why is the rock giant they see now so fast? It was so much faster than the Flame Explosive Bear, so fast that even the Flame Explosive Bear couldn't react and could only be beaten passively. Teacher Zhou, what kind of demon is this contract beast Qin Chen? Why have I never seen it before? That the bald instructor asked the summoning instructor next to him who was majoring in the summoning department. This kind of powerful contracted beast should be very famous, but he didn't know it, which was strange. I don't know about this either. This is the first time I've seen this kind of rock life. Teacher Zhou shook his head helplessly and said that he knew many kinds of monsters, but he did not know Qin Chen, the contracted beast, which was outrageous. Do you know Dean Xiao? Teacher Zhou asked Dean Xiao. Dean Xiao is well informed and maybe he has seen him before. I don't know him either, that there are very few people who know about the Rock Emperor, and even fewer people have seen the Little Emperor. And the Rock Emperor has never been contracted by a human, so the Rock Emperor in front of me is the first one to be contracted into a contract beast by a human. Although Dean Xiao knew about the existence of Emperor Yan, he had never seen him. What's more, there was a big difference between Emperor Yan when he was a cub and when he was mature, so Ding Xiao didn't know what Emperor Yan was. Kinds of monsters. However, the bloodline of this rock giant is very high, at least the commander level, or even the monarch level. Otherwise, it would be impossible to have such a strong combat power, and this contracted beast is now half-footed into the commander level. The gate is only half a step away from being able to transform into the leader level. Qin Chen is really not that simple. If his contracted beast really reaches the leader level, then no student in Pearl Academy can compete with him. Ding Xiao continued said. Yeah, why does this kind of student not come to the summoning department and choose to go to the Fire Academy? I really don't understand. Director Wei Rong, how about we discuss something and let this student come to my summoning department? I guarantee that he can let his contract beast reach the leadership level in the shortest time. At this time, Teacher Zhou said with emotion, not forgetting to dig a corner. Humph, he chose to come to the Fire Academy by himself, and I didn't recruit him. If you want him to go to the summoning department, it depends on whether he is willing to go. Wei Rong glared at the poaching instructor Zhou angrily. Although such an excellent student was a thorn in the side, as a teacher, who doesn't like excellent students? How can you give it up to others? The battle started first. Qin Chen and Dongfang Lai both chose not to take action and let their contracted beasts fight first. However, as time passed, Dongfang Lai could no longer bear it. The blazing bear was struck again and again. He kicked him and flew away. It was obvious that his skills were inferior to others. His contracted beast could not defeat the opponent's contracted beast. If he waited any longer and his contracted beast was truly defeated, he would be in danger. In the original work, Dongfang Lai's second element is the wind element. Here, the author changed it to the summoning element. This is a modification of the original setting. Chapter 88 Fierce Fist, Flame Dragon. You are listening at novelfull.audio. This is the Fire Academy. To really show your strength, you have to look at the power of the fire element. Facing Qin Chen, Dongfang Lai said provocatively. His meaning was very clear. This is the Fire Academy and it is a man. Let us use the fire element to determine the outcome. You do whatever you want, I'm invincible. Qin Chen didn't care about Dongfang Lai's provocation as if he were a winner. No matter what the competition was, he was the well-deserved first place. You will pay for your arrogance. Dongfang Lai looked at Qin Chen's still arrogant and confident look, and the anger in his heart burned again. As the number one in the Fire Academy and a disciple of the Dongfang family, had he ever been so angry? As the anger burned, the flames in Dongfang Lai's body also spurted out. When he stepped on it, raging flames danced wildly around him. The extremely explosive and manic flames rendered Dongfang Lai unstoppable. The star map was drawn in an instant, and the ruthless flames in his eyes were staring at Qin Chen. The surging flames, combined with Dongfang Lai's natural talent, punched out, and all the surrounding flames gathered in that punch. Among them, there were even many fire elements in the air rushing to pour into that punch to increase the power of the Fierce Fist. Fierce Fist 9 Dragons. This is an intermediate level 4 fire magic. It is like a fierce fist that blasts the sky. It condenses all the flames into a fist and blasts it out directly. It is also like the 9 palaces of the Fierce Fist. 9 dragons hovering around the Fierce Fist form the 9 palaces. The formation increases the power of the Flaming Fist. 9 dragons is actually an upgraded version of the magic that combines the Live Fist to Sky and the Live Fist 9 palaces. The Live Fist is the main body and the 9 palaces turn into dragons. They are intertwined with each other and spiral around each other to form the 9 dragon fists. Like the momentum of a wild dragon, the aura of destruction shook the entire arena. This is a magic that surpasses the power of the middle level, second only to high-level magic. Within the middle level, it is definitely one of the most powerful magics. Defeat me. Dongfang Lai laughed wildly and said that this was his strongest power and his ultimate trump card. It was with this power that he defeated countless geniuses at the same level as him and firmly secured the number 1 spot. Well done Dongfang Lai, defeat him and let him know that our Huiyuan is not someone to be trifled with. What a powerful punch. It is indeed the strongest fist in the middle level. Under this move, even those with armored magic equipment will find it difficult to resist. Humph, let the newcomer suffer now. Do you really think that there is no one in our Huiyuan? A newcomer also wants to be the first. Seeing Dongfang Lai's powerful magic, no one in the Fire Academy thought that Qin Chen would win and Dongfang Lai would lose. This was due to their confidence in the knowledge of magic. They had never seen anyone take over Dongfang Lai's 4 spells intact. Super Fierce Punch. You are not the only one who knows the level 4 Fierce Fist, and the Fierce Fist I know is even more advanced than you. Qin Chen was not surprised at all when he saw Dongfang Lai's level 4 Fierce Fist. It can be said that Dongfang Lai's spiritual seed plus level 4 Fierce Fist can be regarded as a very powerful destructive magic and strengthening magic in the middle level. Strengthening Xingzi is not just something Dongfang Lai can do, he can do it too. Dongfang Lai's natural talent allows him to release a higher level of magical power than what he originally had. In other words, when Dongfang Lai's magic can only release an intermediate level 3, his talent allows him to release an intermediate level 4. Level of magic, and so on. Although Qin Chen does not have this kind of natural talent, he can use his essence to strengthen Xingzi, thereby releasing intermediate level 4 and 5 magic. As he spoke, Qin Chen's whole body also burst into flames, and red flames soared into the sky. The blazing temperature was much higher than Dongfang Lai's flames. His Suzaku flame could triple his magical power, and even more it can increase the temperature of flames by 3 times. Although Dongfang Lai's spiritual seed is also a large spiritual seed, it is still far behind compared to Suzaku's flame. Therefore, in terms of momentum alone, Dongfang Lai is 1 head shorter than Qin Chen. Whirring. The star map depicts the flames dancing wildly around him. The surging flames are extremely ferocious. The momentum of the flames when burning is even more powerful than Dongfang Lai. Both sides are flame madmen, and the competition is the strength of the flames. Fierce Fist, Flame Dragon. It's the same mid-level magic, and it's the same Fierce Fist, but it's just a different level. The strongest fist was once a title that belonged to Dongfang Lai. No one has ever been able to beat him in Fierce Fist, so he got such a title, and now, Qin Chen will break this title and take it over. A punch was blasted, followed by flames. The raging flames merged into the Fierce Fist in an instant. Countless fire elements were absorbed into the Fierce Fist as if being absorbed by a vortex. The crimson flames condensed into substance in an instant, and with it is constantly changing forms at an extremely fast speed. When the Fierce Fist blasted away from the hand, the original fist-shaped flame turned into the form of a flame dragon. The flame dragon was lifelike. It was the form of the Eastern dragon, with dragon body, dragon scales, dragon tail, dragon head, 5 claws and other images. They were all painted so vividly that if it weren't for the flame form, they might have thought it was a real flame dragon. Roar! Just as it rushed out, a dragon's roar shook the entire arena. It rushed towards the oncoming 9 dragons like a real flame dragon. The dragon is just a mixed blood dragon, while the flame dragon is the real dragon with pure blood. Moreover, Yanlong's body was twice as large as that of the dragon. In front of Yanlong, the dragon was as vulnerable as a snake. Boom! The 9 dragons and the flame dragon met, collided in the air. The huge roar seemed to shake the entire stadium. The strong wave of flames continued to sweep around. Even many students in the audience felt the hot and intense heat. They couldn't imagine the impact. This was actually a magic collision between mid-level mages. Even if they were standing so far away, wouldn't it be the case for the 2 people standing in the middle? Under the gaze of everyone, they saw that the flame dragon was like a real dragon. It opened its mouth and swallowed the rushing dragon, and also swallowed the endless flames on the opponent's body into its belly. At this moment, Dongfang stood there. He was stunned, and the expression of disbelief on his face was even more exaggerated. He never expected that the other party would use his most proud magic to easily defeat his magic. His talent, his fierce fist, and his magic were defeated by an unknown challenger. His dragon was swallowed up by the flame dragon, and the flame dragon that swallowed his dragon fist was even faster. He rushed towards him at a very fast speed. After a brief moment of confusion, he saw the flame dragon so close at hand, and he subconsciously put on the magic armor. Boom! After all, the Yanlong is a Yanlong. It has no consciousness, but it is innately destructive. Dongfang, who was wearing armor and magic equipment, was still directly knocked out by the Yanlong. The armor and magic equipment on his body burned in the flames of the Yanlong. It became dilapidated, and Dongfang's body directly hit the wall of the arena like the previous blazing bear, and even a big herringbone was carved out of the wall by him. In the original work, Dongfang's second element is the wind element. Here, the author changed it to the summoning element. This is a modification of the original setting. Chapter 89 First Place in the Fire Academy. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ahem. Dongfang, who was embedded in the wall, vomited blood. He had no idea how many bones were broken in his body. Fortunately, he was wearing magic armor and his body was not burned by the flames. Otherwise, he would really have to lie down on the bed. I couldn't get out of bed for several months, defeated. At this moment, Dongfang knew that he was defeated. He was completely defeated. Not only did the contracted beast lose to the opponent, but he also lost to the opponent's most proud fiery fist. Even so, Dongfang still had a strong look in his eyes. He was unwilling to give in. He finally got the first place in the Fire Academy. This first place was snatched away before he could hold it for a long time. He was not willing to give in. He was really not willing to give in. But what if you don't want to give in? He still lost. The moment Dongfang was knocked out, everyone in the arena was surprised. No one made any sound. Silence, silence, silence. They couldn't believe that just a moment ago, he was so domineering and had the upper hand. Dongfang, who had won praise from all the colleges, was defeated the next moment. That level of fierce fist is actually more powerful than Dongfang's fierce fist. What level of fierce fist has such power that it can defeat Dongfang, the number one player in the Fire Academy, with one blow? Did I misunderstand that Dongfang actually lost? Suddenly, someone in the audience broke the silence. Suddenly, countless discussions began, all centered around Qin Chen's defeat of Dongfang. Oh my god, what kind of magic is that? It's so powerful. Are you blind? Of course it's an intermediate fire magic, fierce fist. Then have you ever seen such a powerful fierce fist? I've never seen it before, but didn't you see clearly? When he connected the star map, it was clearly a fire star map. Since it is a fire star map, the magic released is Fiery Fist, but it is a more advanced Fiery Fist. Just punches. How advanced? Anyway, it's more advanced than Dongfang's Fierce Fist. Humph, this prodigal thing actually uses precious essence to strengthen Xingzi. It is simply stupid. Wei Rong, who was standing on the stage, cursed loudly. As a mentor, he could naturally see clearly that when Qin Chen connected to the star map, the energy emitted from the star was stronger than Dongfang's star, but it was different from Dongfang's star. The difference with Lai is that Dongfang made Xingzi stronger because of his own talent, while Qin Chen actually used his soul to strengthen it, thereby enhancing the power of magic. Essence is extremely precious. Not only can it be exchanged for money, but it can also be used to make soul-cultivating magic weapons. Now that Qin Chen has strengthened the fire-based intermediate magic to the 5th level, it means that he has consumed at least 49 slave-level essences. And 49 warrior-level essences, which add up to at least 1 billion. This number is a huge number for a super-level mage, but Qin Chen, a mid-level mage, actually smashed such a big number. A sum of money was spent to strengthen a mere mid-level magic. When people like them saw it, it was a complete waste. Ahem, Director Wei Rong, why do you say that Qin Chen is also your student now? Pay attention to your image. Dean Xiao said next to him that although he also felt that Qin Chen was a prodigal, he would not say it out loud. Everyone was a role model and should not be so rude in public. Director Wei Rong, do I win now? Qin Chen below took back Yan Dijuan, who was still torturing the flames and explosive bears, and looked at Wei Rong on the high platform and asked with a smile on his face. You win, you are now the new number 1 in the Fire Academy. Wei Rong resisted the urge to beat Qin Chen and said, Dean Xiao was right, he should pay attention to his image, but when he saw Qin Chen's face, he wanted to beat him up, otherwise he would not be able to vent his anger. This student, too, he can be a prodigal, even if he is not the other person, I still feel sorry for him. Wei Rong's words were heard by everyone present. They never expected that this junior who had just entered Pearl Academy would actually become the number 1 in their Fire Academy. This made them, who had always praised themselves as geniuses, actually become the number 1 in their Fire Academy. Why is it so embarrassing? The moment Wei Rong admitted it, Qin Chen raised the corners of his mouth and smiled brightly. He knew very well that the first place in the Fire Academy on the main campus would be qualified to practice in the 7-day 3-step tower. One of the main reasons why he came to Pearl Academy wasn't it just for the 3-step tower? The concentration of elements in the 3-step tower is extremely strong, allowing him to achieve twice the result with half the effort when attacking the realm. Now that his fire and space systems have been perfected at the intermediate level, he can just go to the 3-step tower to attack the high level, and by the way, he will be almost mid-level. The perfect summoning system is also perfected. The new number 1 in the Fire Academy, Qin Chen. The new number 1 in the Fire Academy is actually a new student. The number 1 player in the Fire Academy has been replaced. Oh my god, he is actually the number 1 in the Fire Academy? Shocked, the first place in the Fire Academy is actually a new student. When Qin Chen won the first place in the Fire Academy, there were news items on the official website of Pearl Academy, all about the news that Qin Chen won the first place in the Fire Academy. There was no way, this was too fantasy. It really happened in front of them. This kind of high-profile pretense was envied and hated by many people, but they had to admit that it was very popular. Once it was released, it was ranked among the top 10 most searched in Pearl Academy. There were still people who didn't believe it at the beginning, but everyone in the Fire Academy uploaded the video of the previous battle between Qin Chen and Dongfang Lai to the internet, and saw the more than 10 meters high Yan Dijuan, and the final fierce battle between Qin Chen and Dongfang Lai. In the boxing duel, they could feel the strong oppression even through the screen, and they couldn't help but not believe it. Sister Mu, look, that guy Qin Chen is famous in Pearl Academy. At this moment, Ai Tutu, who was on the news, suddenly came across a lot of news about Qin Chen. After reading it, her mouth opened wide, and even her breasts began to shake involuntarily. What is he famous for? Mu Nugio asked curiously, but she knew that Qin Chen seemed to have become famous in Pearl Academy before he even registered there. See for yourself. Ai Tutu handed the phone to Mu Nugio. It turns out that you are so strong, that when Mu Nugio read the news, she was also frightened, but she soon felt relieved. During the previous month's training, she saw Qin Chen's strength with her own eyes. She saw it, but there was no comparison. She didn't know what height Qin Chen had reached, but now that she saw the words number 1 in the Fire Academy, she knew exactly how strong Qin Chen was now. Yes, I also think that this guy Qin Chen is a weirdo. He knows how to practice and practice all day long, but I didn't expect that he is so awesome. He immediately ranked first in the Fire Academy of the main campus as soon as he entered school. Ai Tutu, like Mu Nugio, knew that Qin Chen was very strong, but didn't know how strong he was. Now he finally knows. Should we call and ask? Ai Tutu's eyes lit up. Forget it, he should have just finished the game now, so we won't disturb him. Mu Nugio shook her head. Hey, Sister Mu, are you really in love with Qin Chen? AI Tutu suddenly asked eagerly, as if to say, "Are you going to abandon me, your good best friend, to live with your man?" "Tutu, what are you talking about?" Munugio suddenly blushed because of AI Tutu. Not only Munugio and AI Tutu, but also Zhao Manyan and Mo Fan were stunned after seeing the news about Qin Chen. Zhao Manyan had no idea that Qin Chen was so awesome before, while Mo Fan was happy Qin Chen said before that if he had anything to do, he could go to him for help. P.S. Readers who like this book, please vote for it or invest in this book. Chapter 93 Step Tower. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Director Wei Rong, I would like to ask, I won the first place, does the first place have the qualifications to practice in the three-step tower? Qin Chen asked after walking up to the instructor's stage. Yes, the first place has the qualification to go to the three-step tower to practice for 7 days. What? Do you want to use this qualification? Wei Rong returned to his usual majestic state and replied. Well, my fire element has reached the intermediate level, so I just went to the three-step tower to try to see if I can break through to the high level. Qin Chen said it directly without hiding anything. What? You want to use the three-step tower to break through to the high level? This is impossible. Although the three-step tower can help mid-level mages practice, it is not of much help in breaking through to the high level, and it has little effect on high-level mages. Wei Rong shook his head and said. Teacher, I understand everything you said. I can't break through with the help of the three-step tower. I can break through with the pulse of the galaxy in the three-step tower. Qin Chen said straightforwardly. You actually have the veins of the galaxy, but at this time, not only Wei Rong, but also several mentors next to him were shocked by Qin Chen's generosity. The veins of the galaxy, that is a treasure for mid-level mages to break through high-level mages. Each one has at least hundreds of millions of talents. Buying it, 100 million is a huge sum of money for a mid-level mage. Not many mid-level mage can have so much money. Yes, how can I break through to the highest level mage without the veins of the galaxy? Qin Chen said matter-of-factly, without even noticing the students around him who wanted to strangle him to death. Qin Chen and his instructor did not cover up their words. The students around him could hear them clearly. They did not expect that they had just become the first. The famous Qin Chen is actually preparing to break through to the highest level of mage. This is big news. It was not that there were no high-level mages in the Fire Academy before, but last semester most of the high-level mages graduated, or were no longer in the academy, so Dongfang Lai was able to get the first place in the Fire Academy. Now it can be said that in the Fire Academy there is no high-level mage on the surface. If Qin Chen really breaks through, then no one can take away the first place. Qin Chen, if you want the three-step tower, I can take you there now. Dean Xiao next to him said kindly that as the dean, he was very happy that a very talented student had come into Pearl Academy. The World Academy competition was about to begin soon, and Qin Chen was already preparing to break through to the high-level mage. Then it will be stronger in the future. If Qin Chen participates in the World University competition, he will definitely bring great fame to Pearl Academy. Although Pearl Academy and Imperial Capital Academy are tied for first place, Imperial Capital Academy has become more and more powerful over the years. However, there are not many outstanding students in Pearl Academy. As the dean, he naturally has to promote talented students. Qin Chen's talent, there is no doubt that he has reached the middle level at a young age, and his promotion to the high level is just around the corner. There is also a contracted beast that is about to be promoted to leader. If he does not promote him, he will be sorry for his title of dean. Thank you, Dean Xiao. Let's set off now. He can't wait to enter the three-step tower and break through the high-level mage. That is a high-level mage. The realm that many people dream of. It has only been 3 years since he started practicing, and he has already almost reached it. To say he is not excited would be a lie. Human, the three-step tower is one of the important resources that the colleges on the main campus of Pearl Academy compete for. It is because of the existence of the three-step tower that Pearl Academy is loved by so many mages. It is similar to a kind of natural treasure and was built by the ancients. A special magic building that gathers elements. The power of elements is everywhere. Even dimensional magic, black magic, and white magic also have elements. The function of the three-step tower is to gather the scattered elements in the world into the three-step tower and concentrate them in a specific space. As long as the magician enters it, he can easily perceive those ubiquitous elements. Practicing under highly concentrated elements can speed up one's own cultivation and break through bottlenecks more easily. The three-step tower has a long history. It can be a renewable resource within a certain limit, and its energy can continuously cultivate more outstanding mages. It is the biggest feature of Pearl Academy and the best holy land for cultivation. There are layers in the three-step tower, and the concentration of magic elements corresponding to each layer is different. The higher the layer, the higher the concentration of elements. But if you want to go to a higher layer, you need to have enough magic energy and mental strength, because when you go up the stairs, there will be space gravity blessing, and your own magic energy and mental power will be quickly consumed. If you suddenly can't hold on before reaching the next level, then it is very likely that you will faint, which will affect your practice there, so you have to do what you can after entering. With your current strength, you can break through the second floor, but don't go to the third floor. While walking, Dean Xiao gave Qin Chen some knowledge about the situation inside the three-step tower. After all, it was Qin Chen's first time entering the three-step tower, so it would be right to give him a reminder. Thank you, Dean Xiao, for reminding me. I will do what I can and won't be pushy. Qin Chen thanked him. Under the leadership of Dean Xiao, we quickly arrived at the three-step tower. The three-step tower looks like a three-dimensional triangle, and is completely symmetrical on three sides. The color looks like it is made of metal. It stands on the main campus of Mingzhu Academy. That towering and special building is very conspicuous. There are two colleges stationed at the entrance of the three-step tower. Of course, these are just superficial guards. There are more powerful tutors or professors inside the three-step tower guarding the safety of the three-step tower. After all, not everyone I am willing to see this three-step tower located in the Pearl Academy. This is the new first student of the Fire Academy. I sent him to the three-step tower to practice. The certificate has been given to you. You can take him in next. Dean Xiao took Qin Chen to the door and said to the guard. Okay, Dean Xiao, classmate, please come with me. One of the guards opened it and said. Afterwards, Qin Chen followed the student into the three-step tower. Entering the three-step tower, it has its own space. From the outside, the scope of the three-step tower seems to be only that big, but after entering, the internal space is very large. It is vast, just like the chaos-colored beads in his wand and sword. It looks very small on the outside, but the space inside is infinite. Just after entering the three-step tower, a metallic-colored passage appeared in front of them. Even if they walked for several minutes, the passage would not reach the end. Qin Chen, who knew the situation in advance, did not show any impatience and let the leader lead him. The colleges that came in couldn't help but nod.